Who are you, and how did you get involved with Kuumba Lynx?
My name is Jaquanda Villegas, and I'm one of the three well, I want to be co-founders of Kuumba Lynx. My really good friend Jacinda and another good friend of mine, Layla, we all had been exposed to arts programming growing up. I went to Disney, Jacinda went to Franklin, Layla went to Disney with me, and so we all found the value in arts programming. We all pursued it in some way or fashion professionally. And we also all had connections with the community and working with kids. And so we decided to start Kuumba Lynx during a time in Chicago where they were first really hitting the schools with the cuts in arts programming. And we just felt like, being that we're working with a lot of these kids, mostly in sports stuff, that they needed an outlet outside of sports. And until we could find funding for it, we would just volunteer and provide it. So we started an after-school program at Stockton Elementary School. And it actually came out of a program that was started by the Black Panthers, which was like an after-school program, an enrichment program for kids in the community. So we just took our, pedagogy and decided and worked together to create an actual program that incorporated dance, that incorporated poetry, theater, and really encompassed our lives, which were, basically pushed and driven by the hip-hop, culture.
How do you utilize the elements of hip-hop to educate the youth?
So we expose them to the elements. There's always that running debate how many elements there really are, but the elements that we do expose them to are knowledge, breaking, emceeing, DJing, muralism. So we have a teaching artist roster that we work with, and they come in and they provide classes in those elements. And then we have a performance ensemble, which is called the Kuumba Lynx Performance Ensemble. So basically what they learn in their classes, we take it and put it together into a show. We have a spring show, and then it tours. And so basically everything that they learn via these awesome teaching artists, we incorporate into our spring production.
What do you want the youth to learn through Kuumba Lynx?
Mostly we want them to just be empowered by their own stories and by their own voice. And we just provide the outlet and the safe space for them to get in touch with that and then to embrace it and use it. So really for them to be successful in whatever, even if they're not going to do arts, but in anything that they do in life, and to have a connection to the community and know that that their footprints, are important, and and basically important to their community, important to our world, and important to the future that's coming up after them.
And what does that do for their identity? How does hip-hop relate to their identity and them finding themselves?
I think hip-hop, it works the same way as it works with us, or has worked with us, is that we've grown up in this culture. We've grown up with, the influence of music, the influence of style, the influence of the voice and the message behind the music. So I think that mainstream hip-hop may not do anything for our kids, but I think that the idea and the birth of hip-hop, being that it came from the inner city and it came out of struggle, really Kuumba Lynx is about preserving that part of hip-hop. So when we're talking about hip-hop, we're really talking about the origins of it. And so I think when we present that to them and the space and the safe space for them to explore that, I think that gives them voice. And so it also includes their identity, includes who they are into a larger picture, because a lot of times our kids are silenced and sidelined. And so when they can come in and move, their spirits by writing, or move their spirits by dancing or painting, you know, they're connecting to the larger, they're connecting to their souls, and then they're connecting to the larger world.
So what does Kuumba Lynx stand for?
Kuumba Lynx, Kuumba comes from a Swahili word which means creativity, and lynx has a double meaning. It represents like the lynx, the wild cat, which is known to be a small cat but has a really ferocious roar. And then also linking our communities, linking with each other, like links in a chain. So we have a motto, which is creativity linked together with a mighty roar.